Hi everyone, welcome to this class. We'll be learning how to draft this beautiful double-breasted blazer. If this is what you are looking for, please stick to the end of the tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment and share. And also, if you'd like to join my WhatsApp group where you can make requests for any design, the link will be in the comment section in the description box, so please do well to click if you'd like to join the group. Thank you for joining today, and let's get into the So to draft the double-breasted jacket, we are going to be starting our drafting from the back. So here I've drawn out the outline, so I'm just going to run you through the outline. This is my shoulder slope, my armhole curve, this is the bust line, the waistline and the length of the blazer. So now the waistline is 1 inch shorter than the front because I'm going to be using 1 inch for my bust dart. So it's 1 inch shorter than the front. So this is what I have here. Now, so for us to continue now, we are going to be imputing our measurements. For the blazer, we are going to use all our measurements to be divided by 4. So the bust is 33 divided by 4 is 8.25. So I'll mark out 8.25. Then I'm going to be adding 0.5 as ease allowance because it's not a very fitted blazer. So I'm going to be adding 0.5 as ease allowance. Mind you, this ease allowance is not the size seam allowance. When I'm cutting on the fabric is when I'm going to be adding the size seam allowance. But for this is ease allowance. So it comes to the waistline also. My waist is 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. So I'll mark the 7 inches. 0.5 is allowance, then I'm using 1 inch for my darts, so I will mark it out like this. So to the hemline, I'm using the hip measurement. The hip is 35 divided by 4 is 8.75. Then I'll add 0.5 is allowance like this, so I can go ahead to connect the lines together. So like this. So now to draw out our dart line, the nipple to nipple of this person is 6.5 divided by 2. I will have 3.25. So I will mark it from the bust line downwards, 3.25. Then I'll connect the lines together. So now don't forget, on our bust line, on our waistline, we added 1 inch as for the dart. So I'm going to divide it into 2. It will be 0.5 on both sides. Then it's going to be stopping 0.5 inch before the bust point, and it will stop 2 inches before the hip line, the hemline. So connect the dart legs together. Okay, next we are going to be doing for the back is our armhole. This is, I have 7.25 here divided by 2. I'm going to be dividing it by 2. So divided by 2, this is what I have. I'll mark it here. Then from this point here, I will step down by 1 inch. Whatever the armhole is, you divide it by 2, then step down by 1 inch. So from this 1 inch here, I'm going to go in by ½ inch to get a perfect fit for the armhole, so that there will be no excess on the armhole. Okay, so once we've done like this, the last thing we're going to be doing for the neck is we are going to be doing the neck measurement. So the standard neck measurement for the back is 3 inches wide by 1 inch. The depth will be 1 inch. Then I'll connect it together. So the reason why we drafted the back first is because we need whatever this neck measurement is for our front collar. You know, the front, we are going to be drafting the collar that is going to come to the back on the front pattern. So to do that is why I said we should draft it first, so I will know what the wideness of this neckline is. So to do the measurement now, you just place your ruler from where the neck started, then you curve your tape like this and measure it. So what I have here is 3.25. I have 3.25 here, so let's write it down. 3.25. So this is what will be helping us for the length of our collar when we are drafting it on the front pattern. So with this now, we are done with our back. Okay, now we can make this to be a princess dart or a shoulder dart, but for my blazers I actually like it to be shoulder darts. So whatever is remaining on this shoulder here, divided by 2, then you connect it to the bust line like this. So we connect it to the bust line like this, so we can have this piece. This is where our center back and our side back, so we can go ahead to cut it up. Now that we are done with the back, we can go ahead to draft our front pattern. Okay, so here also, this is what I'll be using for the front pattern. I've drawn out the outline, so let me quickly run you through the outline. So now, from this border of the pattern paper, I stepped down by 5 inches. So this place is what is going to be how we'll be using to draft the collar for the blazer. And also this place, because we are drafting a double-breasted blazer, we need the front extension. So I just left 3 inches here, but what we'll be using is not up to 3 inches. So this is the space. This is what the space here is going to be like, the overlap that is in the front of the blazer. So this is the armhole, the bust points, the waist, and the hem of the blazer. And also I've drawn out the nipple to nipple line for my dart line. So I've drawn this out like this. So for the overlap in the front now, for a double-breasted blazer, for the overlap I'll be using 2.5. You know, we are drafting a single-breasted blazer. Our busting overlap is always like 0.75 or 1 inch. But because this double-breasted is going to lap in the front, so we'll be using 2.5 to lap it. So we are going to be drafting out, we will be marking out 2.5 inches down to the hem of this. So now first let's draft out our neck. Wideness is 3 by 3 for the front, 3 by 3 inches. So we mark it like this, then we draw it out. Okay, so this is our neck. So from the neckline, you mark the 2.5 inches for the front overlap. At this point, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have a new video. And if you have any question to ask, you can drop it in the comment section. And also, if you'd like to join my WhatsApp channel to make a request for any tutorial, or if you have any question, you can, the link for the WhatsApp will be in the description box. And we have a corset class coming up soon. So if you'd like to join a free corset class, it's going to be a detailed tutorial on how to draft and sew a cup corset. So if you are interested, just click the link and you'll be added to the group. Okay, so now that we have done the line, we'll make this one, you extend it out like this. So now that we have done it, we can impute all our measurements. Mind you, the measurement is not going to start from this. This is the overlap in the front. Our measurement is going to be starting from this line. So for my measurements, my front is divided by 4. I have 8.25, then you have 0.5 as ease allowance. On the waist I have 7, ease allowance 0.5, and 1 inch for the darts. And also on the hip line 8.75, 0.5 as ease allowance. Then we can go ahead to connect the lines together. So we have this now. And for the back, you know, I said I'm using 1 inch as my bust dart, so don't forget to drop out the bust dart. It will be stopping 0.5 from this nipple point here. So we have this like this. So for our dart now, 0.5 on both sides, ½ inch before the nipple point, and 2 inches before the hem of the blazer. So you connect the lines together. Okay, so now that we have cut out the, I will draft out the darts. Next we are going to be design is the break points for our double blazer. And when you notice in double blazer, the neck is always high, that you can wear the blazer without wearing any inner, because the neck is not that deep. It's not always deep, unlike the single breasted blazer. So now for our break points for this one, we'll be stepping up from the bust points here. We'll be stepping up by 2 inches for the break points, because the neck is not always low. So it's something you can wear without wearing an inner. You just wear the blazer and nothing will be showing. So now from these break points now, from the bust point, we step up by 2 inches for our double blazer break points. For the single blazer, you can just step this. It can be on your hollow bust. It can be as low as you want it, but for double blazer, it's always above the bust point. So from this break point now, you connect it through the neckline up like this. So connect the lines together. So the line will go through these break points, the neckline, and also will come through this front overlap like this. So we have this like this. Now don't forget, when we are drafting the back, we said the measurement for the neckline is 3.25. so now the 3.25 is what is going to be the height of our collar. The 3.25 is going to be the height of the collar. So you mark 3.25 here like this. So it's going to be the height of the collar that will go to the back. So on this line now, you just place your ruler, or if you have a set square, but this is angle 90, so I always like to use this line here. So you just make sure that this line is exactly on this to have a perfect square. So you just extend the line to the front like this, and a little bit to the back, because we are going to be extending our measurements now. The wideness of the collar, so let me increase this one by 4.5 inch. So the wideness of the collar is going to be, okay, so now that we have extended this line back now, so this is going to be our new neckline. So for the collar, so we're just going to blend it with a slight curve to the neck area like this. So from here now, we are going to be taking the wideness, how wide you want the collar to be. Don't forget, this is the height of the collar. Now here we are measuring how wide you want the collar to be. So depends on how bold you want it to be. You can make it 3 if you want it to be tiny, but for this one I'm going to be making it 3.5. Yeah, so if you want it to be very bold, you can make it 4 or 4.5. It depends on the design of the blazer you are working in. So I have the wideness of the blazer, of the neckline collar here, so I marked it here. So for the notch collar, this one I'm doing is a notch collar, so I'm going to be making it the notch area to be a bit wide, so 1.5, so it can go in as much as 2 inches for the notched area. So from here I'm just going to make a little bit of angle here, so I'll mark the same thing here also. So I'm just going to draw it out. I don't want the notch place to be too open, so in as much I want it to be long, but I don't want the distance to be too much. So now that I've done that, then I can connect this line up to this point here. So we have this now. So this is going to be the lapel collar. So now for this point also, I want it to come out a little bit, so I'm just going to exhaust 0.5 that is here like this. So because I want my collar to be a bit bold, so I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so this is what the collar is going to be like. We are here to draw out the armhole. We repeat the same thing we did for the back. Whatever is here on the armhole divided by 2, then you step down by 1 inch. This is divided by 2, then from here you step down by 1 inch. So for the back, we step in for the across back by 0.5. For body front, we are stepping in by 1 inch for the back. So we connect this point to this point, then to have our across front is always smaller than the across back. If you take the measurement on yourself or on somebody, the across front is always smaller than the back. So we have the armhole here, and also for my darts, I'm going to make it a shoulder dart. You can make it a princess dart, it all depends on you, but I'm making mine to be a shoulder dart. So you connect it like this. So this is how the double-breasted blazer is going to be looking like. So we can cut it out now like this. So I'm not going to make any shape here because the style of the blazer I'm making is kind of like straight, so I'm not going to make any shape. But if you want to make any shape from this point, you can just step up by 1 inch, then you connect it here to have a little bit of curve on the hemline. Okay, so after just cutting out the excesses, this is what I have here. So let's say we want to fold it in, then our collar is going to be like this here. So this is going to go to the back neckline, but we are separating the collar here. So we just cut out the collar and separate it.
You're not leaving it.
So when you cut out your collar, don't forget this part here. I'm just going to draw arrow. Is this part that is coming to the neckline, and this will go to the back. Please measure, label it so that you will not make any mistake. And this is our center front and our side front like this. Now don't forget, you are going to cover it and seal it up with your paper tape. So this is what the front draft is looking like. Pause. Okay, I've cut out the back also, so this is what I have here. This is going for the front and this is going for the back. So when you want to cut it, I have a sewing video on how to sew a blazer. So the sewing of a single button and a double button blazer is actually the same thing. So I'm going to drop the link in the description box or in the comment section so that you can see a video on how to sew your blazer together. So thank you for joining us and see you in next class.